Okay, so now we have our audio final MP3 file. I'm now going to launch Soundslides. I have Soundslides Plus, which just has a few more features than Soundslides does. If you're using the Soundslides demo, it's the same as Soundslides, but it has a few restrictions on it. So Soundslides loads new or old project. I'm a new project, so I'm going to click New. It's going to say, where do you want to save it? As a way of keeping organized, on my desktop, I have my Mini Chef Soundslide folder. Inside of that, I'm going to call this Mini Chef's Soundslide Project. Save. Now, this comes up. Just leave it at standard for output size. JPEG and sound. I always do sound first because it's faster. Click on the sound button. It asks, where's your MP3 file? Well, right here on my desktop in my Mini Chefs folder, I have my audio final.mp3 open. Processes that. Now I click on JPEG and I point to my folder full of my photos. Again, remember I've narrowed this down to about 40 or so images that I like. I hit open. 29 images. So now just wait a minute. It takes those images. Right now they're full size, like 8 megapixel images. It's taking them and it's resizing them to about 600 pixels wide for the web. Alright, so now it's loading. And boom, it's going to make this bigger. Alright, so imagine you had 29 pictures printed off and sitting on your table. These are all of my images. I can take my images and I can move them around. Notice that as I move my images around, down here they change. So in this area here, you can change the order of your slides. Down here is your timeline from 0 seconds to 1 minute and 19 seconds or so. As I change here, down here it changes. If I hit play, my cursor or my playhead moves from left to right. I can change the duration of each image. And I can also change when it starts. So I want this one to start at the beginning, but I only want to show it for a second. Now, this one here, I can click on this line and I can move it so it's 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds long. You can do this so that, let's say hypothetically, let's say, about here, the person they started talking about tomato soup or whatever, right? I would move my image so that it gets to that point. Let's say here she talks about tomato soup. I move my image so that it starts at about 35 seconds then, and then I can move this to make my timing so that when she says tomato soup, boom, I see tomato soup. If you don't much care about the order, you can go to Tools and Spread Images Equally. And that just automatically spaces everything. And again, if you want to move, you can just move it like this, and you can change your timing and duration like this. Very straightforward. I mean, it couldn't be easier. The only thing you need to change, go here to Project Info. By default, it says Headline here. If you don't change this, your Soundslide will say Headline here at the top. So I'm going to call this Mini Chefs. Credit Ryan Jackson. I'll actually say Photos and Audio by Ryan Jackson. Under Slide Info, this is your captions template. You can change. Do you want to show controls? Do you want to show captions? Stuff like that. Do you want to show the volume? Do you want it to play automatically? Under Audio here, you can import a new audio track if you want if you say make a new one. By importing it though, it will screw up all of your timing, just so you know. So, now that I put in my project info, let's say all my slides are the way I want them. I hit save. Also, as a tip, you should hit save every few minutes anyways, in case it crashes. If you hit test, it will launch in your browser, and you can watch it. If you watch it and you like it and it's good, you can hit export. Now, when you hit export, window will pop up. If you're on a Mac, by default, it might go here under thumbnail view, and this folder will pop up, and you'll be like, what is this? Where is this, right? If you click here for tabbed browsing, that will give you a better idea of where this folder is. On my desktop, I have my Minichef Soundslide folder that I made. Inside of that folder is my Minichef Soundslide project folder that I made when I launched Soundslides. Inside of that, when I clicked export, it created a folder called Publish to Web. And this is your final project. This is the folder that you would upload to the web. Inside of it is, your 600 pixel wide images, your MP3, and an index file. Index.html is kind of like the default file. If you go to any website and that file is on the website, your browser will automatically go to that one. So this Publish to Web folder is what you would put online, but you probably would want to rename it to something like Mini Chefs or whatever your thing would be. Now, this folder you would upload to the web, and you can embed it in a blog or link to it. If you don't have web space or you don't want to do it that way, let's say you can't embed a Soundslide in a blog. If you can, go online and Google Soundslide Embed, and this little utility comes up here. After you've uploaded it to some website, you give the URL. Let's say it was myname.com/minichefs/index.html. I would put that here, and it will give you the code to embed it. If you have, say, like a free Blogger or WordPress site, it won't let you embed. Then you can use this, Google Soundslides Video Converter. First thing that comes up is instructions here on how to use the tool. Basically, you take your Publish to Web folder. On a Mac, you right-click or control-click, go Compress Publish to Web. That will create a zip file. On a PC, you would right-click on it, and I think it says Send to, and then it would say Publish to Web.zip. You take your zip file, you go to the online video converter, video.soundslides.net/converter, and you just follow the instructions. You put in your email, you click continue, you select that zip file, and then it uploads it, and then it emails you a link to download the video, the Soundslide as a video, and that video you can then upload to YouTube or something. I would leave it here on DV, the standard. I would just leave it here for your size. But if you want it to work on your iPhone, just select that one. And that's basically it. So that is really quick instructions of how to edit audio on Audacity and then put it into Soundslides and export. Notice that this took a long time just to go through this really quickly. I've edited this Soundslide dozens of times before, and it still takes a while. So imagine if this is your first time doing it. Good luck. It's really hard the first time you do it, but the more you do it, the faster you get, and it's a great way to tell stories.